In the previous video, I put this post in, and I did it without concrete, and so if you'd like to see that video, I think it's the video right before this one. But I wanted to show you today, now if you live in a place like I do, where it is super hard to dig a hole, we got clay and shale and very little dirt. And so if you live in a place like that and it's hard to dig a hole, I'm gonna show you a way that you can brace your posts at, you know, where they stop like this, or at a corner. I'll show you a corner here in just a minute. But this is the way I brace all those things, because, you know, if you go and look, they'll tell you, okay, well, you need to put an H brace here, you need to put another post here, and then some boards across this way. And that's a lot of work and a lot of expense when I'm not trying to do a fence so that it looks great in some neighborhood somewhere. I'm doing a fence to keep the goats out of this part of my place here. So I just need something to keep this post from getting pulled over by the fence, because, you know, your fence expands and contracts with the temperature, and so it's going to pull on this post and let off on it and back and forth, and so you need this post to not be leaning over, you know, a year from now. So here's what I do. Now this is for a wooden post. I'm going to show you what you can do with a metal post here in a minute. So I take a post like this. This is an 8-foot T-post, a heavy-duty 8-foot T-post. Doesn't really matter that it's heavy-duty, but put the tip of it in line with where your fence is going to be, and then you want to get the end of your fence post is going to wind up right around here. So it's a used fence post, it's got some staples in it, but your end of your fence post is going to end up right about here, and so you want to drive it down until at least this spade right here disappears. So I've got probably a little too much sticking out, so I'm going to do a little more like that. Well, okay, something like that. All right, here we go. All right, that's pretty good. Okay, so I was driving it in on the side of this post because that's the only way I can do it. So now I'm going to pull it over. I'm going to put it in the middle of the post like this. Okay, so now I'm going to hold on to the back side of my post, and I'm going to drive this into that post. Like that, okay? Now I'm going to take a nail, and I need a heavy nail, I think this is a 20 penny or maybe heavier than that, but it's probably 5 or 6 inches long, 1/4 inch thick. And I'm going to go in kind of at an up angle like this. Well, I got a previous hole in here I'm trying to. And then I'm going to bend it down. Just like that, okay? And this is not going to go anywhere. Okay, so there we have it. This post is braced against the wire going this way. I didn't have to dig a giant hole or anything like that, and this will hold. I've been using this technique for over 40 years with no problems. Now, again, I've got dirt that's hard to dig in. If you've got soft topsoil kind of conditions, you're probably better off putting in another post and a H-bridge and all that kind of stuff. But I'll tell you what you can also do, because I've had to do this like in creek beds. You can cut you off a piece about 1 foot long and put it down here across and wire it on there real good and drive it in until that piece hits the ground hard and you can't drive it anymore, and then you can put it up there and it's not going to be able to push that down into the dirt anymore. Okay, so here's another situation. I'm coming off of this existing fence going down this way, and I'm going to come straight off at a 90-degree angle. And so I've got to brace this T-post where it's going to pull in like this. And so I'm going to brace it with another one of these at a 45-degree angle-ish. Okay, so there it is, right there. They used to make hardware you could buy, like at TSC, that would make this joint for you, but it was kind of expensive, and so I didn't use a lot of it. But I just use wire. This is just galvanized wire like you use for electric fences. I'm gonna cut off a long piece of it. This is probably the thinnest I would possibly want to use. I don't know what gauge it is. Okay, so here's what you want to do, because you're going to wrap this by hand and it's going to be a little loose, so push that post back. And then we're going to use this nub, and I guess this nub down here on the back of the post. So we're going to come around, yeah, right there. Get about in the middle. And we want to cross over. We're in the middle of our wire here, and we want to cross over like that. Remember to push that out, and then we're going to do this, and we're just going to keep doing that Pulling it as tight as we can with our hands. Give it a twist every now and then. All right, and then I'm just going to terminate this right here by just twisting it up good. Like that. And now that post is stuck there. It's not going to go anywhere. All right, well, I hope those two examples were helpful to you. Thank you for watching.